But
Young lady's time has
Congress
expired.
needs to do it. Thank you.
The chair recognizes Ms. Titus.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I didn't realize I was going to have a time before we left. I just want to go over a couple of things. We're going to close the border, so that would stop kids from being raped. Well, many of them are being raped in their home countries. That's why they're leaving to come to the United States, because it's so dangerous there. And you've got some statistics that show how the stay in Mexico has resulted in 1,544 cases of kidnap, rape, murder, torture, and assault. That doesn't sound like a very good policy to me. And when you keep talking about children, what's the definition of children? Is it anybody under 21, or is it like 5- and 6-year-old children? Who are these children that y'all are talking about? And then I heard the statement that we are the only country in the world that people want to go to. We're the only ones where immigrants are coming. I would ask who said that, the guy in the middle there, what he thinks about all the migration within Latin America. You're going from El Salvador to other countries in Latin America. You're going from Peru to Argentina. You're going from Venezuela to a number of countries. How about those countries? How about all of the North African countries that are going to Europe? How about the people in Syria and Turkey who are going to Europe as guest workers? How about all the people of former colonies in Africa who are going to Europe? We are not the only place where people are going. Now in this world, you've got climate change, you've got authoritarian regimes, you've got ethnic cleansing. A lot of things are driving people out. And you have social media so people can see what these other countries have to offer. Of course they want that for their families. And on social media, they can figure out perhaps how to get there and try to make that happen. But I want to ask Mr. Wolf something. I saw that name, and I thought it looked familiar. And then when I got here and saw you, it dawned on me. I was on the Homeland Security Committee when you were the illegal acting director, and I'm still there now. We have talked about this border problem ad nauseum without coming up with any solutions. But one of the things, in addition to those Mr. Castro mentioned, as I recall, you wanted to get rid of the DACA program. Just do away with DACA. This is that program where children who were brought here by their parents when they were little, didn't even know that they were not here legally, went to school here, speak English as well as you do. This is the only country they've ever known. You want to send them back. Well, now that's going through the courts and leaving a lot of people in the shadows, don't know what their future might hold. I would just ask you, you still think getting rid of the DACA program is a good idea? And maybe, Mr. Isacson, you could just take some time to put some of this stuff in perspective for us. It has gotten totally out of hand. It's ridiculous. But you still think getting rid of DACA is a good idea?
I think it's a good idea, Congresswoman, to follow the law. And court after court has said that the DACA program is illegal. And I have been on record saying that this is a solution for Congress to fix. And time again, Congress has punted on that and not addressing the DACA population.
The latest court, though, in Texas did put, it's not allowing future DACA, but it's all over the place in a lot of different courts, but it's put a stay on sending the ones who are here home and taking away that DACA protection.
I understand
So don't
that.
just say the courts have said it's illegal.
But
it's
they have found it illegal. What they have said is
I don't believe
they don't have to send individuals back that are currently enrolled.
Could we please move on?
Sure. If I could take a minute to just talk about the children. I mean, a law that passed in 2008, signed by President Bush, said that any kid from a non-contiguous country who comes unaccompanied gets brought into the United States if they're on U.S. soil and given an asylum process. They get placed with sponsors or family members, and we're supposed to know where they are. Yes, I think the Biden administration has fallen down on tracking them. I think that they have not had enough resources. That goes back to my original point about we did not prepare our border for this sort of a reality. But often, a kid that's lost often means that they could be going to school in Fairfax County right now, but they've lost their phone number. And we don't have the resources, and we haven't bothered to hire the people to actually track everybody down, and that is a shame. But it's an administrative problem in most of these cases. But yeah, Hannah Dreyer at the New York Times has done some amazing reporting about how some of these kids have to work at night. They get brought into child labor, often legally with work permits, but still the conditions are terrible. This is something that we have to look at, but it does not mean shutting down that in 2008 law that protects some very vulnerable kids here in the United States.
Gentleman's time has expired. Mr. Barr is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Secretary Wolf. I want to address